Hey, happy Friday to you. Welcome back to the Friday Funnies. You know, this week, which is just getting over now, this could have been the most dangerous week in history because we had a new moon, a blood moon, a total lunar eclipse, and the State of the Union address all on the same day. It could have triggered the apocalypse, but fortunately, it all worked out. I watched the State of the Union address and I learned a very important thing. As a comedian, I want to make sure that Nancy Pelosi is never in the front row of my show. I mean, did you see that nasty face that she brought along with her that night? Her look was commonly referred to as a resting bitch face, but in all fairness, I would not call it that. I'd call it, I want a mask like that face. Anyhow, today is Groundhog Day, perhaps the dopiest holiday we have on the calendar. Nobody gets off work on Groundhog Day. There's no cards sent. There's no gifts involved. On top of all of that, we are expected to plan for the arrival of spring based upon the fact that an oversized rodent is afraid of his own shadow, let alone Nancy Pelosi. If the groundhog sees his shadow, he goes back to sleep and we get 6 more weeks of winter. If he doesn't see his shadow and stays awake, we get 6 more weeks of winter. I mean, Groundhog Day in that way is pretty much just like the government. And finally, Super Bowl Sunday is now less than 48 hours away, and people across this land are more than ready to pack their cheeks with wings, nachos, pizzas, entire sticks of butter. None of that is any good, but they're ready to do it. But that's why I prefer to drink during the Super Bowl. Now, I have no feelings for either team this year, so I'm limiting myself to 1 drink per first down scored by anybody. So if you're coming over to my house to watch the game, BYOC, bring your own case. And now, here's the funnies. This week, United Airlines, who is in financial difficulty and really shouldn't be turning away any business, told a passenger that she could not get on the plane with her support animal. Now, unlike, normal support animals like a ferret or a pig or something, this woman traveled with a support peacock. And she even offered to buy the bird its own seat, but the airline said she did not fill out the required documentation and as to the bird's health and therefore could not get on the plane. So she walked away a little ways and then she returned with the bird sitting on her head, and she claimed that she was just wearing a fancy hat. Now, of course, that didn't happen at all, but for just a moment, you pictured the woman with a bird on her head. Edward Boudreau of Waltham, Massachusetts, won the Massachusetts State Lottery to the tune of $10,000. Or at least that's what he thought. And he was happy as could be. And when he went to pick up his 10 grand, he was told that he misread the ticket and it's actually worth $1 million. Now, this is not fair, really. The man thought he won $10,000. He was happy. He should be given $10,000. And the rest of the money should be spent on a statewide party in his honor. That way, everybody wins. And people wonder why I'm not president. I had no idea that the Guinness Book of World Records had a section for the simultaneous opening of beer cans. Japan apparently holds the current record when they opened 1,149 cans at once. But this year, Bangor, Maine set out to beat that record. But alas, they fell a bit short. They were only able to open 1,122 cans altogether. Now, if they're serious about setting this record, I suggest filling a stadium by offering everybody that comes in a free can of beer. When you get 10,000 inside, you pop the tops and you set a record. Common sense. It's not all that common. Hey kids, that's it for another week with the Friday Funnies. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy the Super Bowl, and above all, enjoy today, Groundhog Day.